with another 100 facts video. I wanted to film this video a few days ago, but as you may have seen from my community post that I did, I've just been completely unable to because of essentially noisy family members and all of that just being out of my control. There were two separate occasions where I had everything set up, ready to film, and said family members just would not be quiet. So here we are, finally able to record it. And today, as you can tell by the title, we have 100 facts about video games. So enough rambling, let's get into these facts. Fact number 1. A custom-made demo of SimCity 2000 is exhibited in the New York Museum of Modern Art. Among Us was originally called Space Mafia. The dragon Parthenax in the Elder Scrolls v Skyrim is voiced by the same man who voices Nintendo's Mario. Gears of War 2 was featured in AMC's The Walking Dead. Left 4 Dead 2 was so popular that an expansion was released 11 years after the original launch date. Rockstar Games hired real-life gang members to voice background characters in Grand Theft Auto 5. Half-Life was listed as the best-selling first-person shooter of all time (PC) in the 2008 Gamers Edition of the Guinness Book of World Records. The creators of PUBG try to sue the makers of Fortnite. I don't blame them, and it's pretty much it is a copy, but they don't own Battle Royale games, do they? So there are multiple references in Batman Arkham City to ABC's hit TV series Lost. Fact number 10. The studio behind Thief 2, The Metal Age, ran out of money, so they donated their tools to the game's fans to expand upon the game. Fact number 11. The initial designs for the Little Sisters in BioShock were absolutely horrifying. You should go and check them out yourselves. The background noises in Silent Hill 2 were randomised to keep players on the edge of their seats. God of War 2018 plays out like a movie that's been shot in one single take, with no cuts or loading screens. It's a game I've always meant to get around to playing but never have. Counter-Strike was initially a custom mod you could play in Half-Life. Divinity Original Sin 2 wasn't meant to be released with voiced dialogue. In 2012, the developers of Terraria tried to cancel further updates to the game. I actually haven't heard of a lot of these games, but I figured if you're into your video games, then some of this might mean something to you, or you can just find it relaxing. XCOM UFO Defense was nearly cancelled twice. Baldur's Gate was developed by BioWare, the same developer who would later make the Mass Effect series. Released in 1991, Neverwinter Nights was the first successful MMORPG. And fact number 20. The creators of Rock Band were the same people who made the first two Guitar Hero games. In the first 24 hours of its release, more than 1 million people logged into Xbox Live to play Halo 3. Democracy activists used Animal Crossing New Horizons to spread messages that criticised China's rule of Hong Kong. The author of The Witcher novels tried to sue the developers of The Witcher 3 for more royalty payments. FIFA 11 was the first FIFA game to let you play as the goalkeeper. The first gaming event in the US was to be held at a national level. Was the Red Annihilation multiplayer Quake event in 1997. There are 5 different forms that missing number can take in the original Pokemon Game Boy games. The Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus don't actually have names. The first playable demo of StarCraft was essentially a reskinned version of Warcraft, but in space. The 2 characters who fight during the intro to Street Fighter 2 actually have names. This fact doesn't want to tell us what those names are though, so not really very helpful, is it? Command & Conquer Red Alert was one of the first video games to be banned in China. Assassin's Creed was initially meant to be a spin-off of Prince of Persia. Snoop Dogg created an exclusive track for Need for Speed Underground 2. The same guy behind Dota created League of Legends. If you click the units enough times in Warcraft 3, they will get annoyed at you and start talking back. Donkey Kong 64's DK rap started as a joke between the game designers. Dogmeat, the canine companion in Fallout 3, was modelled off the dog in Mad Max 2. Nintendo's American branch was forced to offer gloves to everyone who bought a copy of Mario Party. Mass Effect was initially called Science Fiction X. Leonard Nimoy of Star Trek fame voiced much of Sid Meier's Civilization 4. Fact number 40. At its release, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the largest crossover game in history. Such a good game. Japan was rumoured to have run out of 100 yen coins when Space Invaders was first released in 1978. The Pinkerton Detective Agency tried to sue Rockstar Games after the release of Red Dead Redemption 2. The Handbook for Super Mario Kart actually recommended players cheat and look at each other's screens to get an advantage. There are more than 17 million different usable weapons in Borderlands 2. The Sims was originally meant to be an architecture simulator. When Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released in the US, the English translation of the manual oversimplified the game's story. Pac-Man was nearly sold in the US as Puck-Man. Now, the fact ends there, but I know for a fact it was changed because the creators thought Puck-Man would be too easily defaced into something else, beginning with F. The first Battlefield game was created by 14 people. Fisher, as in the one and only Princess Leia, voiced parts of Dishonored. And fact number 50, the halfway point. There was a movie adaptation of Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, but it's so awful that you really should just forget it ever existed. I'm pretty sure Jake Gyllenhaal was in that, if I'm not mistaken. Hideo Kojima used Lego bricks to help his team build Metal Gear Solid. Age of Empires 2 was also released for PlayStation 2. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 was the first in the series to have a playable Marvel character, Spider-Man. Deus Ex may have predicted the destruction of the Twin Towers. Now I really wish that this fact elaborated on that. I may have to just research that myself. The 250th two-player game played in the Mortal Kombat 2 arcade version launched a much older arcade classic instead. Metroid's Samus Aran was originally meant to be a man. Doom's working title was Attack of the Attackers. That's imaginative, isn't it? Dota 2's lead developer is only known by the pseudonym Ice Frog. Super Mario World is Shigeru Miyamoto's favourite Mario game. Fact number 60. Many of the characters in Undertale are named after fonts. Bloodborne is so hard that Sony's head of worldwide game development constantly emailed the developers for tips. If you play Rise of the Tomb Raider on February 14th, a special message pops up. Despite ranking as one of the greatest NES games of all time, Mega Man 3 was a complete rush job. While Heroes of Might and Magic 3 got an HD remake, its expansions didn't because the source code was lost. A remaster of GoldenEye 007 was meant to be released in 2008. Similar to that, I don't know, I mean this is diverging from the facts, but did any of you play James Bond Nightfire? I had the original Xbox, like the first Xbox, and then I had James Bond Nightfire. That was, I mean, I played it like semi-recently and you realise how bad it was, but at the time I was like, this is incredible. It felt like Modern Warfare 2. Anyways, fact 66. World of Warcraft racked up 5.5 million lines of code within its first 5 years. Scientists found that playing Portal 2 can improve your problem-solving skills. The Dark Souls developers completely trolled the game's players. Again, this fact, it doesn't tell us how, so all in all it's just a pretty useless fact. Maybe I should change this title to 100 useless facts about video games. Conker's Bad Fur Day was originally meant to be another boring PG-rated 3D platformer. Fact number 70. The idea for the secret cow level in Diablo 2 came from a hoax in the first Diablo game. Little Big Planet was originally called Craft World, and its main character was Mr. Yellowhead. What, Little Big Planet? That's a throwback. Wow, I think that's like one of the first games I got when we got our PlayStation 3. Great game. The first Worms game was created as an entry into a game development competition. There's a secret Star Wars reference hidden in Final Fantasy IV. The developers of Fallout New Vegas missed out on a huge bonus from Bethesda because the game's ratings weren't high enough. Monster Hunter World is Capcom's single best-selling game. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory was banned in South Korea. A special edition of Uncharted 2 Among Thieves was never sold in stores. Plants vs. Zombies was meant to be called Lawn of the Dead. That's actually a really good name. The Last of Us began development as a reboot of Naughty Dog's Jak and Daxter series. Fact number 80. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time has been the highest ranking game since its release in 1998. Whenever I see Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I just think of the ASMR gamer because he always talks about Zelda and he always says how that's his favourite one, I think. I'm a fake fan if I've got that wrong. Multiple gamers have been sued for cheating in Fortnite Battle Royale. Wasn't FaZe Jarvis, was he sued? I know he was banned because he made that video of him crying. It was pretty funny. Cyberpunk 2077's developers were made to work brutally long shifts at least 6 days a week in the final months before its release. The Tetris theme song is actually a popular 1900s folk song. More than 1 million people downloaded Angry Birds within its first 24 hours on the Android market. Again, digressing slightly from the facts, but I saw a screenshot today. If I can find it, I'll put it on screen. And the caption was like, "Today's kids will never know." And it was like 8 apps, and it was like the old school YouTube logo. But then it was like Doodle Jump, Angry Birds, Jetpack Joyride, and some others that I just like completely forgot about. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty to feature kill streaks. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is full of David Bowie references. Disco Elysium, the final cut, is banned in Australia. Again, I'd love to know why. Like, tell us why, don't tease us. Dragon Age Origins has more than 900,000 words of dialogue. There's a piece of cheese hidden in every single level of Perfect Dark. Fact number 90, heading into the final 10 facts of this video. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is the best-selling PlayStation 2 game of all time. To come clean, I've never played that game. The first edition of Minecraft was made in just 6 days. That is mental. The creators of Journey decided to remove voice communication to make players more cooperative. The first American Pokemon Go player to catch all 142 in the US was given round-the-world plane tickets. That's awesome. Every accessible building in Fable 2 can be purchased. Some of the characters in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic were based on characters the developers played in tabletop RPG games. There's an Overwatch League where players are paid a minimum salary of $50,000. Wouldn't that be nice? The original Soul Calibur was the only game in the entire series that wasn't released on PlayStation. The woman who voices Resident Evil 4's Ashley Graham also did voice work for SpongeBob SquarePants. The number 16 is Everywhere in No Man's Sky. And the final fact of the video, the world record score in Doodle Jump is over 20 million. 20 million. And there you have it, guys. That is 100 facts about video game. Some more useful than others. I would have liked a little bit more information, but maybe we'll do a part 2 of this and we'll have some slightly longer facts. it's made me want to actually like play video games, because honestly I don't really play any anymore. If you have any suggestions for games that I really should check out, whether they be PC games or PlayStation games, let me know, and it doesn't matter if they're old, because I feel like I do need to play one, preferably with a story, to compare, as I've still never played the Spider-Man games. So basically a fake fan, so I should probably get round to that. But yeah, give me some game recommendations in the comments below. Also give your recommendations for any other fact videos you'd like to see. They can be really broad like video games, or they can be super specific topics, and I'll try and add them to the list and get round to doing them at some point. But for tonight, that is going to do it. I really hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please do leave a like